ready.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Athletic Trainer Mentorship. I'm your host, Coach B. Today we have a special guest here with me, my guy Elijah Palmer, defensive back from Bishop Gorman, commit to Hawaii University. E, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Coach. Thank you
Good,
for having me.
good. No problem, man. Absolutely, man. It's an honor to have you today. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, good,
Great.
blessed.
Okay, great, man. I'm happy to have you, man. It's an honor, like I said, to have you as our first guest here at Athletic Trainer Mentorship Podcast, where we talk about athletes, their hard work, their journeys, man. So it's definitely a big honor to have you here with us today. So I want to get into a couple questions with you, man, and just let the people know a little bit about you, your backstory, and then your journey through your career. All right. So first thing I want to talk about with you, man, is where did your love for the game come from? Who influenced you? And where did this all start from, man?
So it started at a young age. So for me, I started playing like recreational around 5, 6 flag. I played flag all the way up until 8th grade.
Okay.
So there's one like determined factor. We were working out. It was me, my uncle, my
Yeah,
cousin
yeah.
Brandon. We were working out.
Yes.
We had ended up talking a little bit. You know how the competitiveness gets. So we get into a little scuffle. My uncle asked me like, "You doing all this talking, but who are you doing this for? Like, who are you playing this for?" I was like,
Right,
"For
right.
y'all, the family." And he's like, "It's the wrong answer. If you're not doing it for yourself, there's no point in doing it."
Mm,
So I was like, from
mm.
that point on, it took me a minute to understand. I was confused. I was like, "Well, why doesn't he want me to do it for them? Like, I thought this was the whole point." Blah blah blah. But getting older and realizing like, nah, you got to be great. Like, you have to want to be great in order to do this. Like,
And that's important. I think that is important, realizing who you're doing it for.
right,
Not only who you're doing it for, but your reason, your whys. Why you're pushing yourself to certain limits. Why you're doing these practices and all of that stuff. All of that is huge and important to know when you're getting into a sport and when you're trying to play it at a competitive level. Right? Would you say?
right, yeah.
Yeah. So that's dope, man. And then also. I wanted to find out from you, man, who influenced you? Like, what athletes? Is there any athletes that you look up to, or anybody that you're influenced by?
For sure. Early, it was Troy Palumalu, the
Yeah,
size and
Troy.
everything.
That's
And
right.
then Sean Taylor. The thing about Sean Taylor is it. I didn't know he passed away.
Yeah,
So when
yeah,
I was younger, watching him, I was like, "Oh, I need to watch Sean Taylor play. I need to watch him play." So
yeah. Sean Taylor's
I
a
saw the
goat,
football
man.
life. It was like, "Oh no, no way!"
Yeah,
But from that point on, I just watched him. And was like, can't take anything for granted at this point. Now
that's right.
it's work.
That's right. It was a sad moment, but he was definitely a great,
For sure.
defensive back, strong safety. He could play all around the field, which is something that I know that you can do. Is
Oh,
what what your game
yeah.
is about. Being on an island with guys. Making the plays.
Hmm.
Being a playmaker. So all that stuff is important, and that's a huge influencer. Especially Troy. I was surprised you said Troy Polamalu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised you said
He a
Troy.
dog.
Yeah, he a dog. Where's he from?
He played at Pittsburgh, but he from
Oh, okay.
Hawaii.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, that's
yes.
right. Also, okay. So, and then also, man, I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about your high school career. How did it turn out? How do you feel um that turned out for you? Like starting your career from as a freshman, coming in as a freshman, and going to a big school like Bishop Gorman. That's a huge um school where a lot of great athletes go into that school and they are expecting to have great outcomes, being signed or having that pressure of that big that big stage.
Hmm.
Some guys ain't ready for that stage. They might be they tell you they ready, but when
Right.
those lights come on, it's a
Whole
whole It's a
whole
whole nother
different
level.
story.
It's a
Whole
whole
different
nother
story.
level. So, how do you feel like starting off, getting pushed into that environment? How did that mold you into being a player towards the end of your career, where you were not phased by certain moments?
So early going in, I knew a couple of guys I was going there with because the eighth grade we played together. But
Mm-hmm.
going in, it was just work, like work your hardest. Because at the time going in, we had lost,
Mm.
so varsity wasn't doing as hot. We wasn't
Mm-hmm.
as to where we should be. So going in, the goal was pretty much get Gorman back to where it was. You know
Mm.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
from the jump, it was work hard, work hard. Because shoot, I mean, you seen Gorman, we have everything needed, so it's nothing. It's not an excuse to be had.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like with
Yeah.
all the stuff, all the access we have, it's just work. And us, when COVID hit to my end of freshman year to sophomore year, there was nothing to do but work.
Mm.
So it's either you you literally took that time to sit down and play games, or you took that time to work out. Like I don't have a system,
Mm.
so when I got bored, it was just workout.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
used to life without not having a console. Like I don't play the game. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
strictly
Yeah.
work. Like that's what it was. So now looking back on it, my senior year, it's just like what more could I have asked for? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like putting in all that, getting Gorman back to where it was, back to being top four in all the polls across the nation. You know what I mean? Like
Right. Right.
doing that not just for me, but for the guys beside me and the guys under me, bigger. Like you know what I mean? Because giving them an opportunity.
Right. And that's huge as well. When you hit with adversities like that, certain programs take big hits. Like, and
Oh
I know a
yeah,
lot of
we had
programs
ours
took,
for
yeah,
sure.
a lot of programs took big hits, especially during the COVID year, man. And trying to operate and navigate around it.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if you guys had 7-on-7 or did any travel ball during that time.
We couldn't even do that. Like it was so strict. And at that time, we went through a coaching change too.
Mm,
So a lot of stuff was going on, but we battled through it.
yeah.
Just when you working head down, you don't really realize how much is going on around
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, you can get lost too. A lot of guys get
you.
lost in it or
Lost.
not having that mindset or that work ethic,
Uh-huh.
which is important. And what a lot of kids nowadays get on those games and they lose
No,
themselves in
no
the
coming
game.
back. Like a
Yeah.
zombie, just just
Yeah.
on it.
They just on the game all day. You spend
What
like
I
eight
don't
hours
I
just
don't
on the
get how you
game.
could do that. Like just sit there and play. You got to
Yeah.
do something.
Yeah, man.
Like
Especially if this is your craft,
right,
because you don't know if you was gonna get that opportunity back, if it
man,
was gonna ever come back, how long it was gonna last.
man.
So that was huge. Also, man, I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about your accomplishments, man, during that time. Your high school career. What were some of the biggest accomplishments that you feel like you have actually made um, while you were there at Gorman?
So biggest accomplishment for me is being a captain of the team.
Mm,
So going in, a lot of people were either like, "You're too this, you can't do
mm,
this. You're
mm,
you're too short, you're too small, you're too little." Like
mm-hmm,
I heard it all. Like
mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. So going in there, that already put the chip on my shoulder. You know me, so
There you go.
I was ready. But being a captain and a leader of that team just really like it was a big accomplishment for me, just because like
Nice.
it just showed people could really look at me and see me as somebody that would want to be or try to be better for. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
another thing, that UA All American game was a huge thing for me
yeah.
because
They.
I grew up watching that. Like as a kid, like watching Buki, watching the
Mm-hmm.
Amon Ross St. Browns go to the Army one and stuff like that. So now me being able to go to the Under Armour one is crazy. It's a dream come true.
Yeah, that's huge, man. That Under Armour All American game for you. I feel like that was definitely a signature moment of your hard work and your journey.
For
And what
sure.
you wanted to get to, the level you wanted to get to. And then be having the accolades of at the camp. A lot of guys go, but they don't get to have the MVP
Yeah.
award. Given
Yeah.
to them. How? Tell me that experience. Like, how did you feel in that moment when they was like, "Yo, Elijah Palmer, underclassman, UA, MVP." How
So
how did that feel?
it was crazy. So I only told the guys this, but that morning of the camp, I didn't even want to go. Like
You was tired. You was gassed, huh?
I was tired because it's just a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Training it takes a
yeah.
toll, and I've been through the camp circuit, so I kind of know how it was. Like
Hmm.
sometimes it's just written for certain people to get the
Yeah,
accolades, to get the certain
yeah.
awards.
That's true.
So once I
Yeah.
got on the field, I was stretching, doing the warm ups, and the guy, big timer Cox, Coach Cox,
Hmm.
he's a coach at the UA game, but he was pretty much saying like he told me something to do, but I already knew it.
Mm.
So you know that feeling when it's like,
Hmm.
all right, I know that already.
Yeah,
Why
yeah, yeah.
he shouldn't be telling me to do something that I know. So that turned me,
And you was locking good guys up out there.
man.
You had
I
them on the
didn't.
island,
I
man. So you
had
was
one ball
prepared.
caught.
Would you say you was more prepared for that moment than just from having experience of going to those camps, how important is that to go to camps and getting the experience
Hmm.
of going to just normal camps throughout the country and then get into that moment and being prepared for that moment?
It's important because on that stage, it's quiet. Like people
Mm,
don't realize when you go out there for one on ones, like you have to have a certain confidence, especially on defense.
yeah.
You don't know what's about
What
to
you're gonna be
happen.
hit with?
Exactly. So
Yeah, they routing guys up out there.
take the time out and understand the craft of the stem, the
Mm-hmm.
release. You know what I mean? The quarterback's drop, how many steps
Yeah.
he's taking, if he's getting off the ball fast, if he's coming off slow. But I would say like confidence is a big thing in going through that camp circuit. Like just going to those, it builds up the confidence to another
Nice,
level.
nice, and that's important too. I like how you said that, man. Knowing those QB drops, how many steps it
Oh
takes.
yeah, it's
Because that'll
everything.
tell you when the ball is coming your way, when he's gonna release the
Man,
ball.
man.
Yeah, that's big. That's technique.
Yeah,
And that's effort. That's knowledge. That's learning. That's
you got to know it all.
yeah, that's great, man. That's great. And then man, another thing I wanted to talk to you about is a huge thing that I feel like is important is your work is actually your regimen.
Mhm.
What type of regimen do you have? Do you have like a nutrition diet that you stick to? How does that play into you being the player that you are?
So in the off season, because obviously it starts there, January once.
Okay.
So for us, football was January through December.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's you're going all year. We only got a week break in the span of it. So back once I get done in December, starting January, I'll wake up at 5 a.m. So I'll do 20 minutes. I'll go to the computer, stretch, do my yoga, put up a yoga video,
Mm-hmm.
follow that. Then I'll do 20 minutes of that. Then next
Okay.
I'll do a 20-minute guided meditation. Then after that, I'll do 10 minutes of journaling and then 10 minutes of reading.
Mm.
So I'll read Atomic Habits. So
What are you learning from the
that's
Atomic Habits? Like just reading that. What do you get from that?
pretty much it's just the little taking little by little.
Okay.
Like you can't go into trying to fix a habit, trying to just fix the habit. Like no, there's certain steps you have to take. There's certain things you have to do in
It's
order
time that
to
goes into that, right?
accomplish the habit that you want to overtake or put
Nice.
in place for something. So then boom, I'll go to school after that. Well, I had to take my grandma to work, then go to school
Mm-hmm.
from there. Uh, go to school, do what I have to do there. You know how that go.
Mm-hmm.
After I'll head to training at 3:30 with Coach Nash, and then after that, just get my grandma, go home. But as eating wise, like nutrition, it's nothing strict, but I do take supplements like just joint pills, like trying to fix everything from
Pretty
seizure,
much
trying to
recovery,
yeah,
pretty much
a lot of
stuff.
recovery stuff.
Okay. Okay. And I see you said grandma, man, she's one of your biggest
Oh,
influencers, huh?
for sure. What
Yeah.
without her, it's a whole different story.
Yeah, yeah.
She man,
Yeah. And she's been involved, man. Like I said, knowing you for so long, she's always there for you. She's always
always
involved,
man,
So I could see that being one of your motivations, to why you do what you do, which is what we was talking about, your whys, finding
for
out your
sure.
whys. So that's super important, man. I'm glad you had that support system,
Hmm.
behind you. Going through a lot of, adversities, knowing going through your adversities, having that support system is very important to you, and to you being able to do the things that you do, to being a great player. Having that support, knowing you have somebody in your corner
Yeah,
is super important. So
it
that's
is.
awesome as well, man. So I also wanted to ask you, man, as well, man. I see you signed to UH, man. That
Yeah,
was big, man. I want to tell you
yeah.
congratulations to
I
that. Yeah, that's big.
appreciate it.
Yeah. What went into your decision making of going into being committed to UH? What was that?
So pretty much going in, it was just having pretty much a place where I can start, like having an opportunity to start, being told that nah, it's not given, but you can compete. So
Correct.
I'm all about that. Like I don't like nothing given to me at all. If you were to give it to me, I wouldn't even want it. Like you know what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah, yeah,
I want my
yeah.
stuff earned. Like I'm a person, a man of principle and discipline. So
Nice.
it's like, nah, if you were to put something in front of me, I'm gonna achieve. I'm gonna go get
I'm
it.
gonna go
So
get it. Yeah.
you could expect me to be on that field. But another thing is pretty much like just a community. Like the culture out there is a big thing. They're a big family out there. Like
Mm.
just not even like I'm not even saying the football program, which they are. Don't get it twisted. They're a
Mm-hmm.
family for sure. They built a whole thing around the football team.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just really the island, like itself. Like it's a home. They bring you in. They accept you as long as you respect their island, their religions, like their culture. You will be fine. And I love it out there. It's just
Nice, man. So when you're thinking about that, about the effects of signing or committing to a school, um, out of all the other schools that you could have went to, family is what it sounds like is what was the biggest thing that influenced you a lot, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
in family involvement. A lot of people don't even get to travel to go to
Yeah.
Hawaii for vacations.
Yeah.
I want to go to Hawaii. A lot of people didn't get
That's
a chance to go to Hawaii,
it.
so I feel like that is huge, man.
Yeah.
For having that opportunity to go play at a location where a lot of people call a resort or a tourist spot,
Right.
and showcase your skills. What was your conversations like going into it with your coach or the coach when you were signing?
It was. I'll tell you how. It was pretty much like a. Okay, so I'm meant like I study. Like I'm pretty sure like you could
Mm-hmm.
tell I study a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So with my coach, we were on the call for an hour 30,
Mm-hmm.
going over plays. So what if he does this? What do I do in that predicament?
Mm.
So if he goes here now, where do I
So it
look?
was like a test,
So
pretty much.
it
Like
was
he was
pretty much
giving
like
you a test.
yes, like breaking down the whole thing. So going through that, it was just okay. First of all, he knows the game.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, he could teach me different terminology. He's been in the game for a long time.
Right, right.
So it's just pretty much things that I seen that can make me a better player and man.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, man. I want to take a look at you signing, man. That was a big part of your career.
Hmm.
So I want to take a look at that and see how important it was, and just get you to see that moment or experience that moment with you signing. So that's big, man. And you had grandma with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
nice,
was an
nice.
emotional day, but
And you're not the only one that's going to Hawaii, right? You got
nah.
two. You got two other guys
Two of
going
my
with you.
guys, Jemai Otis and Aiden Montgomery, yeah, my guys
Nice.
are coming with me.
Nice, man. That's important too, to have some
Oh
guys
yeah, for
that's
sure,
going with you.
for sure.
That brotherhood, that's what Hawaii preaches.
Yeah,
That brotherhood. So
yeah,
that's big, E. That's big,
yeah.
man. Congratulations, man. I
Appreciate
just
it.
want to tell you that for sure. And let me ask you a few more questions here. One of them is how do you feel like how important it is, or what do you do to prepare for a game? Like what are your routines? Like some guys listen to music, some guys eat certain foods or
Hmm.
whatever. What do you feel like, or what do you do that's important to you being prepared for a big game?
So in the morning, wake up. As soon as my feet touch the ground, obviously pray. Thank God for another day. Obviously
Facts,
blessed to wake
facts.
up, see another day, be in the position I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
So going on from there, just pretty much a normal routine. I don't listen to. I listen to gospel in the morning. So I'll
Nice.
until I get to the ATC, the athletic train office. Like that's when I'll probably switch it up and then listen to some getting me into the mode.
There
Like
you go.
you know what I mean,
There you
like
go.
young
You
boy.
got a certain
Like
playlist you listen to?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Nice. 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 That gospel is important, man.
for sure.
I think that gives you some type of clarity in the morning. Am I
Yeah,
right? Is that
yeah,
like kind of fulfill you when you wake up
yeah.
in the morning?
Like just gratitude, like grateful for it,
There you go.
everything. Like
There you go. That's big, E. That's big, man. And what about like when you say you get to the athletic training room? Is there nutrition that you guys have that you follow before the game?
actually, yeah. So we'll pretty much we have chapel, so we'll go to mass or whatever, and then after that we'll eat. We'll have sandwiches, cold cuts, pretty much water. Just
Mm.
pretty much till if I'm hungry, I'll eat. If I'm not, I won't eat. Like it's nothing crazy. Like just how I'm feeling. Honestly, I won't force nothing because if I force it, it just you know how that
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
nothing crazy. However the body feels is what I go with. If I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat.
Yeah, 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 for sure, man. And like I said, the biggest motivation to me as a coach or a trainer is making sure guys understand that part of the game,
Yeah,
the nutrition part, the strength training part,
yeah.
all of that stuff. Would you say that's super important in your preparing for a game or preparing just for being a high level athlete? Correct.
Just being a high level athlete in general because a lot of kids don't understand the importance of
Mm,
what you put in your body. Like I don't drink soda at all.
really?
I do not drink soda. The
Okay.
only time I'll drink soda, it'll have to be a flat Sprite and I'll have to be thirsty. Like
Mm,
I need that something to drink.
yeah, yeah.
But I think it needs to be preached more because that could determine whether you land the right or wrong way. Like, you know what I mean? It
Mm,
determines how long you last in the game. Like, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of coaches not really taking that into perspective. Like, I'll watch a lot of bodybuilders and how they eat, like their regimens, like CrossFit training athletes, like how they eat, what's their regimens like.
Nice.
It's really important once you get to that level and see those athletes do what they do
Mm-hmm,
and see
mm-hmm.
how they treat their bodies. It's like, oh no. you gotta
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah,
switch something
yeah.
up if you want to do this for a long time.
No doubt. They say LeBron do it for like what, spend
Oh,
$1 million on
a
his
million,
body.
but he has to,
Yeah, to play
cause
that long.
right, like he doing what he want to do, but it's not like he just wake up every day and do it.
No doubt. Yeah,
He
yeah.
got to do some training. So
So
we
you
got
guys got a great staff over there at Gorman.
yeah,
They take care of you guys very well, feed you
mhm,
guys well. So that's awesome, man. And even guys who don't have that, they can still do it themselves at
yeah,
home,
for sure,
eating the right foods or just making smart choices with their nutrition.
yeah,
I think that's important as a trainer, which you want to give to your athletes those options so they can sustain themselves or keep themselves going.
yeah,
You got school during the day,
hmm,
then you have practice afterwards.
yeah,
In between that time, and your body gets drained 8 hours a day, or what is it, 6 hours a
right,
day at
yeah.
school,
It's long.
and
It
then
feel
three
like
hours
eight,
yeah, feel like a whole job.
man.
So taking care of your body is huge and important, and as a nutritionist myself, and a health coach, I think that's super important and what should be preached more into student athletes,
For
or
sure.
because in college you're gonna have a training table, you're gonna be eating
Right. Like
good.
yeah.
Yeah, so them
Yeah,
guys eat
man.
good in college, man.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a not a big change for you, would you say? Because you're already doing it.
Yeah.
That puts you ahead of the game almost, right?
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
that's awesome, man. And then like I said, knowing you for so long, man, I feel like it was important to bring you on today. I really wanted to tell you thank you for coming on. I appreciate the hard work and the journey that you've been through, all the ups and downs that you've been through, fighting through the adversities, staying focused, and not only being a great athlete, but also being a great student and a great person overall. So all of those things, I feel like are what got you that scholarship. Because coaches, you might be a great athlete, but if you or not a good person,
Right.
or you don't know how to carry yourself on and off the field, that carries over into the locker room, and a lot of
For
coaches
sure.
are find that toxic, and they won't even give you would you say they won't even give you a
They won't
scholarship
even
from
look
that,
your
right?
way
Yeah,
if they hear you bad in the locker room. A
yeah,
a-hole of a teammate, they're not even gonna look at you
yeah, and your teammates won't respect you.
at all. You won't have no
Yeah, you
say
won't have no
so.
say so
You
or
won't
nothing.
no respect.
So just knowing you and being around you, man. Like I said, knowing you from middle school, man, and coaching you and having that opportunity to coach and train you, I knew from day one. I was like, yo, you got the intensity, the tenacity of being a football player. I remember in the championship game telling you like, yo, just go play football, man, because you too aggressive out
I
here.
had
You're
like
a
four in
monster.
the first.
You had 4 fouls in the first quarter. I'm like, yo, E, we need you, our best player. Do you still hoop every now and then?
Oh yeah, me and the
You do?
guys would go out
Okay.
and hoop, but I'm
Okay.
not what I used to be. I'm
Yeah,
not,
yeah, 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 yeah.
but
You
I,
changed up your craft.
yeah,
Yeah.
I still got a little bit.
There you go. Nice, nice. Yeah, man. Because I was like, yo, you would be a great player. I'm like, but you out here, you super aggressive, which was great. You want to be
Right,
an aggressive player, but I knew your talent was catered towards football. Was definitely tailor made towards football, man. So, um, that is seeing that growth and that leap, that jump from you was amazing.
appreciate that.
And I always try to send you messages and give you messages
Yeah,
of faith and courage. And I'm proud of you, dog. Like I said,
appreciate it.
I know a lot of people in the community are proud of you. So I just want to tell you that, man, and just I want to tell you thank you for coming on
Appreciate it,
and being a
coach.
part of the show, man. The first
Thank you.
episode. So
Yeah,
keep doing your thing.
got you.
I look forward to seeing what you do on the next level.
Oh yeah,
You know,
greatness.
So keep it up, man, and let's plug them in, man. To your everybody, go follow my man Elijah Palmer at
Yeah. Instagram Elijah Palmer 2 R's underscore at the end, and then Twitter Palmer 2 R's and then 4.
Nice, nice, man. Yeah, follow us here at Coach B. Well, follow me at Coach B, Coach underscore B dot Clark. Or you can also follow us at Athletic Training Mentorship on our next episode and our next podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we appreciate it.
Yeah,
Good job, B.
appreciate it.